Okay, so today is Stef's first day to do chicken fully on her own. So I'm going to run her through the first one and show her how to do it, and then she'll be doing the second one. I'm not sure how much we'll show, depending on how it goes of me doing this one, but it's going to be kind of a tutorial for Stef, and you guys can watch as we go along too. So once you get your chicken upside down, it goes into the killing cone upside down. Then the theory is the head will kind of come through. It'll bleed out a lot quicker. It's not very painful for them. This is kind of one of the quicker ways to do it, so without them running around with their heads cut off. So we'll put him into there. Just nice and slowly and gently. So you can see how calm he is. Not really freaking out, nice and calm. You don't want to stand right in front of it because there's a chance he will poop, and hold him in there. And then once he's in, you kind of want to get his head down from in here that you can just see is kind of there. And he's probably not going to want to really do it, but you get a hold of it. Come on, baby. You can just get his head down through there. So Stef, the part you want to do is just under the kind of jaw. You can feel his jawline there, which is where you want to do it. So you're just going to do it and then give it a quick cut right there. And then probably just put your hand on top there just to make sure that he stays in. And that's him. There you go there. And you can see he'll probably flap a little bit here, but it's not too much panic. That's draining really quickly, which is why you have him upside down. And he will go through just some shakes like anything does when it's passing. It's okay, baby. It's one of the sad things. I mean, we definitely haven't gotten used to it. It's still emotional, but it's far better than how it's going to get done in a factory, and they live far better lives than that. So it's never a fun day when we're doing this, but we have an appreciation for it for sure.
So today is a big day. It's my turn to take a chicken. I've been dreading this day since we started getting meat chickens and birds and all that kind of stuff. It's not something I'm looking forward to. I've been so thankful for Chris to be doing all this for us, but today's the day. I have to take one.
How do you feel about it? I think it's going to go.
I hope that it'll go well, as good as possible. I don't know, but I think emotionally it's going to be hard.
First one always is. I feel like you've watched though and kind of
Yeah.
have been through it without actually being the one to do it. So I mean, it's still not easy for me, and I've done a bunch now. I'm sure you'll do a great job, baby.
Thank you.
Deep breaths.
Okay. And I think Chris mentioned in the previous videos that it's always really hard when you're not killing them all at once. It's like choosing which one to take, and I think that's part of why it's so sad.
That was the hardest part for me, is being like, how do you choose? No.
This one's already quite large, and
That looks like the next biggest one.
the next biggest one, so I'm sorry, Dada. So, just like Chris, we're putting it in upside down. Obviously, same sort of deal. Just gonna flap a bit.
So I should put that lower on the tree for you.
The head's exposed there. The head, just like Chris, find that jawline.
That was a good cut. It was nice and deep.
Definitely harder than I thought it was going to be, but I don't think I could have ever prepped myself for the intensity of that. It was never a good feeling to take a life, big or small. It's intense and it's hard.
So, not to turn this into a comical situation when it's something serious, and I kept it going for the video, but I have the worst luck ever.
Don't tell me you aren't recording.
No.
What?
You see what's on my nose?
No.
It squirted all the way over here and got me in the
Blood
face.
on your nose?
No, poop.
Oh.
Right out of there.
Got you again.
How do you feel?
It's a really weird mix of like really like feeling bad and like feeling upset about what I just did, and also feeling like really accomplished and knowing that like if I were to do this alone I could. And yeah, it's a really weird feeling. Sad mixed with proud, which I don't even think I should.
That's always the thing for me, but as someone who eats chicken, you know, if you didn't do it, somebody else, or not somebody, a factory would have done it, and it probably been a much worse life and a much worse death than I had here. So
yeah, that's the only thing that kind of makes you feel a little bit, I don't want to say better because I don't think that's the right word, but a little bit less shitty, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry I put that up so high for you, baby.
So you want your water hot enough that you can only really stick your fingers in for a second or two. Decently warm, but not like boiling or too hot. And then you're gonna take the chicken and dunk it in. About 15 to 20 seconds, just like enough for a couple dunks. I'd say that's probably good. So then, once you got them kind of upside down or hanging wherever you're gonna pluck them, you're just gonna go in and start taking off those feathers. And after scalding it, they come out much easier. And you just want to be careful that you're not ripping the skin if that's something that you want to preserve. So doing it gently, depending on how much of the chicken you're trying to salvage. We obviously like the skin because it's nice fat. So yeah, doing it somewhat gently.
I know you're squinting so you don't get waters in your eyes, but your face looks so disgusted right now.
It is because it's so disgusting. So we have this one pretty much done. We're gonna take it up top to butcher.
Okay, so we're now gonna butcher up our chickens that we've got here and walk through each doing one together. So here we go. I usually like to remove the legs and the head first and kind of get that done and out of the way. If you take the leg, you can kind of find the knuckle joint there. You just want to do a little bit of a slice, which will make it easier to kind of break. And then you should be able to grab it and actually just pop that and break it. And you can cut between the bones. There you go.
Cool.
Legs are off. Here's the fun part. So to take the head off, you're not going to cut down here along the neck and then just kind of go all the way around the outside. And then this is just going to peel all the way back. Okay. Off, and then there's going to be a little windpipe there. Okay. And then if you grab that, we're going to cut right through that as well. Perfect. And now we're going to do kind of a second one up here. Pull this back a bit so you can see the whole neck. And just kind of keep cutting away so it comes all the way up to the top. And once you've got off to the top, you're just going to kind of cut in there and kind of same thing, cut all the way around that bone. And then the same thing, you're not going to cut through the bone, but you're going to cut all the way around it. And then just grab by the neck and you're just going to pop that, and that's all just going to come right off. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, pull, pull. It'll go. There you go. Got it. That's probably the grossest part, so there you go.
Cool.
Okay, flip it around. Kind of in here where this is the part we're going to open up.
Right.
So if you grab kind of by the top here and pinch it, you're just going to make an incision to the skin. Don't go too deep because you don't want to pop an intestine or something like that. Cool. Good job. You just cut that open, and that's going to allow us to kind of get in there and get out everything we need to get out. And now what we're going to do is kind of cut down and around the bum. So we'll just cut down and we're eventually going to cut around all that side there. So let's actually flip it. And we're going to cut across that top of that gland fully over, and we're going to make another incision right along there. And you'll kind of actually be able to go down to the bone.
You will be? Down to the bone?
You'll feel that kind of backbone there. And then just maybe a little bit around the sides, but do not cut in the middle. And don't worry about going all the way. We're going to come back and finish that off. And so eventually now you can kind of see, if you made your incision there on the other side, we're just going to connect those two, so that now that that's fully off. And now we're just going to reach in, and you really don't want to squish anything, so we've got the livers and the heart in there that we want to preserve. So basically you just want to work your way around the walls on the inside to kind of pull things off, and eventually it'll slide out fairly easily. But
Okay.
how does that feel? Once you're up at the top there, you can start pulling a little bit. You'll need to disconnect it up at the top. There you go, that's the sound you want. Sweet. That's kind of what you want. So now we're just going to cut down either side to connect where we started earlier on the back there, and cut right around that bum. And that way that intestine stays whole the whole time, and we haven't got anything out of there.
I think it's kind of a mess. You can't tell it.
Perfect. And I'll do the same on that side. Here. And now you're going to carefully flip it, and we're just going to cut through that last piece at the top. And just cut down above the bum hole. And we'll just put everything in there for now, and we'll go and get the the liver and the hearts and all that stuff after. So almost done. Flip her back over. So on the back, on the bottom, are its lungs. They're kind of a red spongy thing. So you just kind of dig in there with your hands and pull that out. You're really just going to be kind of scraping along the ribs there. Okay, one last thing. So take the neck off and then we're done. And then we'll rinse. You just want to get it as high up as you can and then do a cut all the way around, just kind of like we did before. So same thing, you're just going to bend and you'll go right to that. You'll get it. And next off, and we'll use that for stock or to make some snacks. And that's that. Wish you to go rinse them off, but there's your chickens.
There's your chicken.
There's your chicken.
That's what you get when you eat chicken.
How do you feel?
So disgusted.
Yeah, Stef's first F-bomb on the show. Nice. It's always been me.
This is the most disgusting thing I've ever had to do in my life. I think I might go vegetarian after this. I want to puke and I want to shower, but I can't have a shower because these were just in that.
More chicken for me.
Okay, well, it's done. I did my first chicken, start to finish. They're in the fridge now, so I'll let you know how it tastes.
You gonna be able to eat it?
No, definitely a different experience having to do
To actually do it.
But it's worth it. If you can, you should definitely do it if you eat meat.
You're good.
Thanks.
Not bad for your first one. Didn't bust open any guts, didn't do anything like that, so good job.
Thank you.